I get it, you're standing in the driveway, watching the kids race to the backyard, and you're wondering whether that sleek swing gate opener you saw online is really worth the money or just another gadget that'll sit idle. You've probably read a couple of glossy ads, maybe watched a quick unboxing, but you still feel that knot of hesitation. What if I spend a few $100 and end up with a gate that jams, a remote that drops dead after a month, or an app that never syncs? That's the exact spot where I try to help a friend make the call, because I've spent the time digging into how these things actually behave once they're installed on a real property. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's talk about the LiftMaster LA400 dual-arm swing gate operator package. At first glance, the headline numbers are comforting. A 24-volt DC motor, quick close, a security plus 2.0 radio receiver, safety reversing, and the promise of smartphone control. Those are the buzzwords that make you think plug and play, but the truth lives in how they translate to day-to-day use, especially if you're dealing with an outswing gate that sees a lot of traffic. First, the installation reality. This isn't a DIY snap fit you can bolt together over a weekend without reading the manual. The LA400 comes as a dual-arm kit, which means you have two arms that attach to the gate posts and a central controller that sits near the power source. The arms are sturdy enough to push a 1,600-pound gate, but you'll need a level surface for the controller, a proper grounding point, and a 24-volt power transformer that meets local electrical codes. If you've never run conduit or dealt with low-voltage wiring, you might end up calling an electrician, which adds $150 $300 to the overall cost. That's a hidden trade-off many shoppers overlook because the spec sheet just lists 24VDC. Once it's wired, the quick close feature is where the LA400 starts to feel useful. The system remembers the last few opening cycles and speeds up the final few inches, so the gate latches gently without slamming shut. In a neighborhood where kids are constantly hopping in and out, that quiet finish can prevent the kind of wear you see on older hydraulic gates that grind every time they stop. I've heard from a couple of homeowners who say the gate now closes in about 7 seconds instead of 12, which feels like a small time saver, but adds up over a day of frequent use. Safety reversing is another practical point. The unit includes 2 microswitches on the arm that detect an obstruction and reverse the motor's direction. In real life, that means if a bicycle wheel or a pet wanders into the path, the gate will stop and swing back. The system is reliable as long as the switches stay clean and free of debris, something you have to check every few months if your gate is under a tree or near a dusty driveway. I've seen the opposite with cheaper openers where the sensor fails after a season, leaving the gate stuck open or closed. Now, the Security Plus 2.0 radio receiver. LiftMaster's proprietary rolling code technology changes the signal every time you press the remote, which is solid for thwarting code grabbers. The downside is that you can't just pair any remote. You have to use the ones that come with the package or purchase compatible LiftMaster remotes. If you already have a set of generic remotes for other gates, you'll need to keep a separate set for this one, which can be a minor annoyance. The app integration, however, lets you control the gate from your phone, set temporary codes for visitors, and monitor open/close events. The app is fairly straightforward, but it does require a stable Wi-Fi network at the gate's location. In a rural setting where the internet signal drops out, you might find the app unresponsive and fall back to the remote. Who should buy the LA400? If you own a residential property with a medium to large swing gate, think 8 to 14 feet wide, that sees regular traffic, and you value the peace of mind that comes with a reliable safety system and remote access, this package is a solid match. It's also a good fit for small commercial properties, like a boutique office with a private parking lot, where you want to control entry without hiring a guard. The value really shines when you consider the combined cost of a separate opener, a remote, a safety system, and a smartphone module. LiftMaster bundles all of that into one price point that's competitive with buying each piece separately. Who should skip it? If your gate is a lightweight residential gate under 800 pounds, you probably don't need the dual-arm strength, and a simpler, cheaper opener could do the job. Also, if you live in a condo or rental where you can't run new wiring or mount a controller on a concrete wall, the installation barriers become a deal breaker. Finally, if you're looking for an ultra-low maintenance solution, say, a solar-powered gate that never needs a transformer, the LA400's requirement.